after a botched abortion bleeds to death. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Laura Omondi. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. This show kicks off right now. Lawyer Matthew MBOBU was shot 8 times in the attack that led to his death. 2 bullets were recovered from his body, one of them lodged in his spine. According to a post-mortem examination conducted by government pathologist Dr. Johansen Oduor, the shooting appeared to be intentional and at close range, with most of the shots fired from the victim's right side. The fatal injuries to the neck and spine led to massive internal bleeding, which ultimately caused his death. The recovered bullets are set to undergo ballistic analysis, which investigators hope will identify the type of firearm used and the caliber of the ammunition.
Wakili was shot a total of 8 times, and with most of the gunshot coming from the right side of the body. We were able to recover 2 bullets, which are being given to the investigating officer for ballistic purposes. So he bled, there's a lot of bleeding because there was an injury to the neck vessels. There was also injury to the spine. So these injuries were severe enough to cause death.
President William Ruto met with political leaders from the Gusii region at State House, Nairobi. The delegation was led by Kisii County Governor Simba Arati, who represented the region during discussions with the president. This was the second time that Ruto was meeting leaders from the region within a month ahead of his impending tour of Gusii land. Discussions focused on development priorities like Gusii Stadium, Kisii Cancer Center, Suneka Airstrip, and road projects as confirmed by leaders from the Gusii region. Among those present were prominent political figures, including ODM party leader Raila Odinga and Cabinet Secretary for Education Julius Ogamba, who joined the gathering to show and support for the region's development agenda.
In the Constitution, it requires that the county government will work with the national government. There's no time. As just indicated earlier, my development allocation is only 1.9 billion. The president, courtesy of his office now, is giving us 1.9 billion for only Daraja Mbili, the stadium, the Nyambera market, and the Nyanchwa roads. Forget about the bypass. Alafu niambie, nikae. Unajua Mheshimiwa Rais ile Nyabara alikuwa anasema ukikamua ng'ombe wakati mwingine wezi ichapa.
You cannot keep a country in a permanent state of campaign. There will be no development. Itakana kama uchaguzi imekwisha, watu wanarudi kufanya kazi. Alafu kazi inafanyika kwa muda, alafu baadaye uchaguzi kija tena siasa, watu wanakuja tena wanajitokeza wanafanya campaign. Lakini campaign kutoka year 1 to year 5 hakuna maendeleo yanaweza kufanyika katika taifa.
Nataka nikubaliane na nyinyi ya kwamba leo hatujakuja hapa sana mambo ya siasa. Leo tumekuja hapa mambo ya maendeleo. Tunataka tukubaliane kwa sababu kati ya uchaguzi mmoja na mwingine hapa katikati, ya muhimu zaidi ni vile tutabadilisha nchi yetu. Tutafanya nchi yetu iwe bora kuliko vile tumeikuta. Na hiyo kazi ya kufanya nchi yetu bora inafanyika kupitia kwa miradi na mipango ya maendeleo.
Over 30 members of the County Assembly boycotted the State House meeting called by President William Ruto, citing lack of commitment in developing the region. The other MCAs from the Kisii County, more than 35 of them attended the meeting accompanied by Governor Simba Arati. The defiant ward representatives also hinted at backing one of their own, Dr. Fred Matiang'i, for the presidency come 2027.
As we speak, nothing has been implemented. We are here, more than 30 MCAs. who have stood firm and said enough is enough about the lies of His Excellency the President, and for us is one term.
There is no harm for a community to rally behind one of their own. We are rallying behind Fred Okengo Matiang'i as the president of this country come 2027. Yes. And that is our position as a community. And nobody is going to intimidate us.
We stand here to defend the workers that have worked, and pending bills are still pending. Many people are dying of hunger in this county, yet money is in our CRF account. So we demand that after the governor is done with demanding for additional development, may he come back and pay pending bills. May he come back and attend to the devastating medical situation in our hospitals. May he come back and attend to the local issues.
Kenyan politics is run around communities and regions. And you've seen regions like Siaya, Migori, and other places like coasts. People are benefiting because they are organized as communities. But unfortunately here in Kisii, since the advent of Msenya Chayo as the leader of Abagusi, we've not had a leader to unite Kisii. I wanted to say that this time we are very lucky to have a leader in the name of Okengo, Fred Matiang'i, who is ready to unite us as the people.
Former Chief Justice David Maraga has called upon the current administration led by President William Ruto to stop abusing the courts and respect the anti-terrorism laws. Maraga, who has also declared interest in running the 2027 presidency, revealed that he was compelled to appear at the Kahawa Law Courts in solidarity with the youth arrested in connection with the anti-government protests. Maraga's remarks on the release of the protesters come at a time when nearly 3/4 of Kenyans do not think that the government is doing enough to investigate and stop extrajudicial killings and abductions, almost 4 times as many as those who view that it is doing so.
Radicalizing these young people. In fact, that is already a serious challenge to the country. You don't want to terrorize many young people. When they are at the end of the day released, having gone through all that, you can imagine what will be going on in their minds. We are saying, look, let the state, do its work properly and stop this issue of terrorizing young people who are just asking for their rights.
This is a concern because when we talk about anti-terror, it is funded by the US government. And we're seeing resources being utilized by the state to terrorize young people. Our constitution is very clear. Protesting is within our rights to do that. But when you criminalize democracy, what you have in front of you is people who have refused to let go and continue to defend our constitution.
We all need to hold the government accountable. It's not an issue of just young people. We have some of the people who are in court who are 61 years. They were caught, arrested and charged as maandamano people. We have students who are sitting exams this year. They're refusing to go to school because everyone is calling them a terrorist.
Business owners in Nakuru have strongly opposed the 2024 bill seeking to regulate the sale and distribution of alcohol and tobacco products, which is presently before the Senate. Speaking in Nakuru this afternoon, the business owners argued that restricting the sale and distribution of these products would open the door for illegal and unregulated goods not certified by KEBS to flood the market. They have urged the Senate to ensure public participation is done before the passing of the bill.
We find that what Senate is embarking on is overregulation in this sector. And it is our firm belief this will end up doing 2 things. One, it will hurt our businesses because as more laws and regulation are introduced to the industry, so it will be harder for the industry to provide these products, and therefore will end up losing out on sales. 2, the introduction of this law will open a floodgate to illicit and counterfeit products into the market, which are unregulated.
Katika kutekeleza wajibu wake na kuwaongozwa na kauli mbiu ya bunge ambayo ni kwa ustawi wa jamii na serikali ya haki ya watu, maseneta wetu lazima waulize iwapo kwa kupitisha sheria hizi kama zilivyo wanatunza ustawi wa watu au wanatuwekea ugumu sisi wafanyabiashara kujikumu.
Bills ambazo zinazokuja katika Senate, zinapokuja katika National Assembly, zinastahili kuwa bills ambazo zina create employment, si za kukandamiza. That is hiyo ndio apili yangu kwa Catherine Mumo ambaye ni sponsor wa hii bill, na wale senators na mtu yoyote ambao ni wale ambao ni MP, junajua lazima ipitishwe katika MP, wahakikishe kwamba hii bill ambayo inakuja katika meza yao ina open avenues to create employment, not to kill employment.
Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe has penned a deal with the USA-TD Partnership MasterCard to boost Kenya's agricultural exports and farmer financing, a move that will open doors for Kenya's financing
the first mile and the last mile, so to speak, discussing and debating how to deal with this challenge. One of them is the online selling platform, all right, where we were supposed to launch it, as a matter of fact, this week here in the US, where we opened the purchase and the selling of coffee online. Okay. You know, so that a roaster here in the United States can be able to buy directly, you know, his coffee from the best coffee that he has himself. The second one is our invitation to American companies to come to Kenya to start roasting, packing, and distributing coffee, right, you know, from within the country.
Prime Cabinet Secretary and the Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, Musalia Mudavadi, has assured the diplomatic community that Kenya is entering a new phase of economic and foreign policy reforms aimed at restoring fiscal stability, boosting investment, and reinforcing its role as a regional peace anchor. Speaking in Nairobi during a quarterly briefing with ambassadors, high commissioners, and representatives of international organizations, Mudavadi noted that the government is prioritizing a fresh program with the International Monetary Fund, IMF. He added that the government was also working closely with global partners to address Kenya's international financial standing.
On the economy, Kenya has and continues to pursue economic cooperation with various countries as part of the government's national development agenda under Vision 2030 and the bottom-up economic transformative agenda, BETTER. Economic and commercial diplomacy remains a key priority of Kenya's foreign policy agenda aimed at enhancing economic cooperation, promoting trade and investment. And Kenya remains committed to strengthening regional and global economic cooperation anchored on frameworks and partnerships geared towards achieving sustainable development and inclusive growth. At this juncture, let me point out that the government of Kenya, through the National Treasury, will be engaging with the IMF so that we can work towards a new program. That is usually very critical in giving a very clear signal on the direction that the country intends to take on matters of the economy. Equally, we continue to engage with our development partners and other relevant bodies so that we can eliminate Kenya's sitting on the grey listing of the FATF. So this is something that we are working on.
All right, more from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Diaspora Affairs, which has condemned the bombing of a building in Qatar by the State of Israel. In a statement on Thursday, the ministry said that the Tuesday bombing was a clear breach of the sovereignty and territorial integrity, posing a serious threat to regional and international peace and security. The ministry urged all parties to exercise restraint and prioritize dialogue while committing to peaceful coexistence. According to the Israeli ambassador to the United States, Yeshiel, Israel aims to succeed next time after failing to kill Hamas leaders in an airstrike in Qatar. Israel attempted to kill the political leaders of Hamas with the attack in the Qatari capital of Doha on Tuesday, escalating its military action in what the U.S. described as a unilateral attack that does not advance American and Israeli interests. All right, at that point, allow us to take a quick breather. We're coming back shortly with more news making headlines. Stay with us. Don't go too far. With us, Winnie Jelagat, a 21-year kid, she suffered severe hemorrhage, losing a significant amount of blood. According to locals, the incident occurred on Thursday morning. Friends who went to check on her were shocked when repeated calls to wake her up were met with silence. They believe she was attempting to seek help but was overwhelmed by pain and blood loss before she could get assistance. Uasin Gishu County Police Commander Benjamin Mwanthi confirmed the incident, urging students in all institutions to avoid self-harm and seek professional medical care when in distress.
Tuliitwa tukakuja tukafungua hiyo mlango na caretaker. Style ambayo tulipata, Winnie amelala, alikuwa ameshikilia mkono mmoja kwa mlango na ingine ameweka kwa kitanda. Ni kama alikuwa anajaribu kung'ang'ana kufungua mlango lakini ikamlemea, na mguu mmoja ilikuwa kwa kitanda na mguu mwingine ilikuwa chini. Na hii kichwa yake alikuwa amewekelea kwa kitanda, hata simu alikuwa ameshika kwa mkono hapo. Sasa ni kama alikuwa anajaribu kung'ang'ana kupika simu ama kufungua mlango, lakini ikamzidishia hakufaulu. Wakati tuliingia ndani ilikuwa imeshatoka, mtoto alitoka kwa hali ya damu, haikuwa mtoto kabisa, lakini ni ile damu ilikuwa imeklot. Ni kama hiyo mimba ilikuwa mimba ya sio zaidi ya miezi 3. Kama ilikuwa tu damu imemwakia na ilikuwa imewekwa kwa ndoo.
Na tumeweza kuchukua hiyo mwili na kupeleka mochari. Maybe tu nipeane wazo kwa our students wale wako in the local polytechnics, universities. Wakiwa wagonjwa ni mzuri waweze ama wakiwa na issue yoyote ni mzuri waweze approach madaktari na kwenda the hospital way.
First Lady Rachel Ruto has launched the second phase of a program aimed at combating HIV, teenage pregnancy, sexual and gender-based violence in the country. The threats, dubbed the triple threat, are said to be on the rise among young people in different parts of the country. The 4 counties to benefit starting this month include Samburu, West Pokot, Homa Bay, and Uasin Gishu. The key driver of this initiative is the Organization of African First Ladies for Development, an organization she serves as a member of the steering committee. The First Lady noted that HIV prevalence is escalating at an alarming rate, with over 1.3 million Kenyans living with HIV, translating to 3% of the entire population.
Homa Bay has been known for negative socioeconomic indicators, but I'm happy that that is changing because of effort of the women in the house. Just want to say that we're hoping that we are going to change the situation in future so that in our lifetime we wouldn't be talking about sexual or gender-based violence or teenage pregnancies, but we'll be talking about infrastructure, not the major issues that especially affect women and girls.
As a country, we still have a big challenge of new HIV infections, and unfortunately these infections tend to occur in the young people, especially those aged 10 to 24 years, and therefore working together with you and other partners, and as the clock ticks towards 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda goals, then this is the right thing to be able to do.
Children are really, really suffering. They are being exposed to things that they need not to know. They need to wait until their time. A lot of raping, a lot of sodomizing boys. These are things that we are going through, and therefore I want to thank you for organizing this kind of an event so that we speak as Kenyans, we speak as human beings. Therefore, we are counting on you as the legislators especially and the governors. Help us to reinstate the state of our nation to where it used to be before all these evils came.
Our HIV prevalence is escalating at an alarming rate. Today, over 1.3 million of our fellow Kenyans are living with HIV. That's 3% of our entire population. But what should trigger us into action is this. In 2024 alone, we recorded almost 20,000 new HIV infections, a staggering 19% increase from the previous year. This is a reversible of years of progress.
A section of youth from Mombasa County, Changamwe constituency in Chani sub-ward have been able to access digital training opportunities. The training organized by Call Africa in conjunction with Siasa Place has been able to focus on the appropriate and proper use of the internet, especially in communications, in sharing photos and videos, and even ways of making money online. Similarly, leaders have explained more plans that need to be improved so that the internet benefits young people, including making it easier to buy data and providing more education for young people so that they know how to make money online.
Tunaweza pia kuna platforms zao pia wanaweza kuja waka go through kwa hizo platforms zao waka learn 1 2 3. It's not a must kuje physically, but pia wanaweza soma wa follow such as Agenda Africa.
Tumefundishwa mengi sana. Mimi kama mtoto wa kike mfano huwa tunapitia zile pengine unapost picha mtandaoni alafu unapata watu wanakusexualize. So unapata inatu lower our self-esteem, but through the training wametuambia ukipata vitu kama hizo just block them, don't click on the links.
Training kama hii mimi kama kiongozi wa vijana hapa Chaani nashukuru sana kwa hawa watu wa Agenda na Siasa Place kuja hapa, na ningehimiza vijana ambao hawakuweza kufika hapa tuweze kuendelea na malumbano katika zile WhatsApp group zetu. I'm glad leo nimewakilisha vijana wa Migadini Gen Z Development. Hicho kikundi huwa tunajifunza every week, kujifunza various issues.
So kuna other digital threats zenye tumezungumzia. Kuna hizi scams zenye zinatokea sana online. Hizi za kutumiwa links ambazo hazijakuwa verified. Mtu anajipata ameclick either anahakiwa ama anaforwardia watu wengine, pia wote wanapoteza their personal information. Alafu pia kuna hiyo issue nyingine ya cyberbullying yenye watu wanatumia matusi kutukanana kwenye mitandao. So tumezungumza na the youth that we have, wamekubaliana kwamba tutakuwa tunachukua personal responsibility. So mtu akipata hizo messages za matusi, badala ya kuforward una report hizi posts ndio mtu mwingine asikutane nayo. So inapunguza reach ya hizi message za chuki.
All right, to Sports Cabinet Secretary Salim Mvurya has cited significant structural and engineering challenges as a key cause of stalling of works at Wote Stadium in Makueni, a project that has gobbled up over 200 million Kenyan shillings. Wote Stadium was among stadia projects commissioned in the run-up to the 2017 general elections by the Jubilee government, and which the then Deputy President William Ruto declared it will be completed within 6 months. Speaking on Wednesday after inspecting the construction of Ithokwe Stadium in Kitui, which is 80% complete, Mvurya said the original plan for a 10,000 capacity stadium in Wote faced topographical challenges.
I just want to say that we are happy and will continue to monitor so that the remaining works can also be completed in record time. I also want to add that the national government is equally implementing other projects across this county, The air strip is being upgraded. We also have roads that will be done around this facility.
About 2.5 months ago, and after 2 months you can see a lot of work has been done. Na kwa hivyo, kwa sababu hii ni sherehe ambayo hasa ni yake, mimi sitaongea mengi. Yangu ni kumwambia waziri na timu yote ambao ulikuja na karibu sana Kitui, tunashukuru.
All right, at that point, allow us to take a quick, we are actually concluding the show tonight. Thank you for watching. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Laura Omondi. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. Good night.